Yeah, R-A-W. Words being served, no concern and no trouble to get that dough. Money on my mind, if it's money all the time, we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsy quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team and we rock it. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and vets, injects cash in your pockets.
What's going on, sports fans? We back. LJ from H-Town, RaWordzPodcast. This is the NFL Super Bowl Sunday picks and props bet show. And of course, y'all know this H-Town. And when we talking sports, talking NFL, gotta have my main guy on the stream, as we do each and every week that we can do shows. My man from H-Town, I'm Northside. He's Southside. My man MarleyBets.
Yo, H-Time for my bro.
What's going on, man? How we feeling?
What up with it? I'm good. I'm a little tired. But I'm
tired?
I told you we was at Martin last night. So, my favorite comedian in the world. So, good night, great night, had some laughs. But let's do what we do.
Hey.
It's big game.
Hey, you know what it is. I told you I hit you up yesterday. Hey, man, last football game. So, might as well talk it out. And then, I like it this morning because everybody else, they got their shows out the way, last couple of, week or so. People put out prop bet shows, all that. So this Sunday morning right here, people go on YouTube right now and be like, oh, LJ and Marley, they haven't done their show. Let's check it out. Boom, because they ain't got to worry about trying to watch everybody else's show because they already put their plays out. So all that said, Marley, this is going to be an interesting Super Bowl, in my opinion. So let's set it up. See what you was thinking, see what you like. Let's see if anything that the Eagles have shown you throughout the season that they could dethrone the defending Super Bowl, two-time defending Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes. So let me know your thoughts. Give me your analysis. Give me your ideas. And tell me who's going to win Super Bowl.
All right. Let me mute this real quick so we ain't got no interruptions. Yeah, so I'm going to give out my plays. Obviously, I think I'm assuming we both sent Jimmy the little, he did the video. Yeah. So I'll pretty much say what I said there. I don't even know if he released it. I haven't seen it. I was talking to Jose last night, or maybe a couple days ago.
They loaded him up.
Yeah, he was working on it last time I talked to him. I was having issues. Speaking of, my shit was too long. I had to redo it like 7 times. So anyway, this is what I came up with. And this is what I said, basically. And I was like, I'm not going to go list a bunch of numbers just because I personally felt like these are the two best teams. What can I say about Kansas City's defense that I can't say about the Eagles' defense? And although both offenses are differently, but these are I think the Eagles are probably the best offense, but I think the Chiefs execute at a higher level. So that's where we go off. That's where we get there. And like I said, I didn't want to reel off a bunch of trends and stats because I kind of throw them out the window for the Super Bowl. But I will say how I believe the game is going to go and what the game is going to boil down to. And in my opinion, we kind of touched on this a little bit before the show when we was talking. I got the Chiefs, LJ, and I'll tell you why I got the Chiefs. I'm a money line. I'm not fucking with the -1 or 1.5, all that shit. Just straight up money line. I got a couple plays, but as far as the full game go, I'm on the money line with the Chiefs, and I think it's basically going to come down to what the Chiefs Super Bowls damn near always come down to. It's going to come down to we're going to have a tight game, and going into the fourth quarter, possibly the whole fourth quarter, close game, and it's going to come down to one of the two quarterbacks and which quarterback can make a play for their team. And I think I'd be a fool to bet against number 15. For Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm sure that everybody listening, and I know LJ, you have for sure looked up his playoff numbers and what he's done since he's been a starting quarterback, and he only trails one guy. In instances that he's not trailing that one guy, he's in the lead. He's either first or second in every playoff statistical category that we have. Just that alone, as much as I like Jalen Hurts, basically homegrown kid over there, Channel View, right up.
Mm-hmm.
So I always pull for that. But Jalen Hurts has to show me, bro, because this game is going to come down to he's going to have to make 3 to 5 throws throughout this game in order to get a first down or keep a drive alive or get them into field goal range or possibly score a touchdown. He's going to have to make 3 to 5 of those throws. And the correct answer for me is I don't know if he can. Sometimes he can. Sometimes he doesn't. Number 15 does it practically all the time. So if you're asking me to choose, I'm taking 15. Not only because of that, I'm also going to bring up Andy Reid and the way they call plays and at the timing of their plays, the design of some of their plays to get certain guys open, i.e. Xavier Worthy, i.e. Travis Kelce. I think D-Hop will get a touchdown today, surprisingly. I don't know why, but got a feeling. I think Andy will want to get him a touchdown is what I think he's going to because he's probably on his last leg, probably won't be with the team. I don't know his contract situation, but, you know, Rice comes back, Worthy has emerged. I don't know how long D-Hop will be a Chief and how many more opportunities he'll get to be in the Super Bowl. So I think he'll get targeted. But back to Andy Reid, man, just the design and scheme of their offense. And I said this off camera earlier. I told my kids this yesterday. We're doing 7-on-7, and we're the number 1 rated 7-on-7 team in the nation right now.
Okay.
And so what I told my kids was we lost in the semis in a tournament yesterday. And I told my kids the difference between, you know, everybody in the NFL is good. Like everybody that plays on the field makes a team. Like they're cold as shit. Don't get it twisted. If they're not playing, they're on the sideline. They're still cold as shit. The difference between the Chiefs and anybody else they play is execution. The mistakes that are not made, especially in the fourth quarter, especially in those clutch moments. 3rd and 3, need a first down, need to get in field goal range. Not the Chiefs have turned the ball over once in like the last 9 games. And that once was in Buffalo, the little fumble that they had.
Yep.
So they don't turn the ball over. They execute better than any team in the NFL right now. They almost remind me of those Patriot teams where, you know, everybody says they're cheating. Oh, they're cheating because they don't make mistakes. They get all the calls because our teams and your teams or whatever teams, they make those mistakes. Yeah, maybe they get the benefit of the call. And that's another reason I'm going to bet them. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I don't believe in the whole the refs is cheating for the Chiefs and the Taylor Swift theory and all that shit. Like I'm not a believer in that. But in the event that it is the truth, I'm going to take the side that people think the refs are cheating. So I think you'll be a fool to bet the other way if you believe in such theory. So, and then defensively, I trust Spags. He showed us last week or not last week, 2 weeks ago. We know everybody knows Spags is going to blitz, but you might not know where it's coming from. Timing, great timing, and when to call certain blitzes. Fangio can't beat. That's the Eagles defensive coordinator. He can't beat Patrick. If you go look at the numbers, he loses to Patrick all the time. So that's another reason I'm on Patrick and the Chiefs. LJ, I'm also on the first half Chiefs team total, over 10.5. They've been clearing that mark this every game in the playoffs thus far. So I'm on that. I'm also on, this is one I want your opinion on, that I can be swayed up on, or I just want to hear your thoughts upon it. I've already placed the bet. I got the under in the first half, 24. I think both defenses come out stout. I think the adjustments will have to be made if we even get an over for the game in the second half. I always feel like games like this, the offense will be a little bit more nervous, a little bit more timid. Super Bowl and all the show and all the glitz and glamour, and some of the guys that haven't been here before may be a bit nervous until things settle down. So I think we'll get at least a quarter of solid defense, and both of these defenses are solid. Jalen Carter up front for Philly has been playing amazing during the playoffs. We already know what Chris Jones and the Chiefs defensive line has. So I like under 24 for the first half. I don't know if I like the under for the game, but I do like early before adjustments are made, because I do believe Andy Reid and the Eagles can make adjustments at halftime and possibly come out and change things. So those are my 3 plays. I know you're a prop guy, so I'm going to write down some of your props. because I'm not, but was interested in one prop that I looked up, and that was Saquon's rushing attempts. It was over 21.5 last I saw it. And I think if the Eagles want to be successful, he has to have more than 21 touches. So those are my plays for the game. That's how I think the game is going to go. I'm on the Chiefs money line. I'm on the Chiefs team total. First half, 10.5. And I am on under 24 for the total for the first half. That's what I got for you. What you think?
Hey, man, I love all those because I'm right there with you. But it's just simple for me, man. I mean, I'm going to break it down, the way I like to break it down. But it just ultimately comes to I pose this to different people, that I've asked past couple of days, who you got? They're like, I got the Eagles, man. And I'm like, okay, just tell me why. Why you got the Eagles? One person say, man, Jalen Hurts deserved to win a Super Bowl, man.
That's a great reason.
I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Another person says, man, Eagles got the best defense and the best rush offense, man. Like, how is Kansas City going to stop that? I'm like, okay, that's valid.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
And another person told me, man, I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes win. Somebody else needs to win. I was like, oh, okay. So I think that's the majority of the public right there's answer. Right there. Sometimes people get sick of seeing greatness. They want to see greatness be dethroned because people like the underdog. I get all that. I like underdogs too. Don't get me wrong. But, Marley, I pose this question to you as I pose this question to everybody I've asked. You have a business, Marley. You have employees.
Right.
You have one employee that's been outshining everybody 3 years in a row. But you hire one employee this year, knocks it out the box, even beats the employee that's been killing it 3 years in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come down to a situation, you got a project or something that needs to be done. And you need one person you trust to make this happen. Are you going to take the guy that's been killing it for 3 years straight? Or are you going to take the new guy that did it one time? Who are you going to take?
I'm going to take the guy that's been consistently performing for 3 years in a row.
And I believe that's the best philosophy you can have when you're dealing with this situation. Now, all that said, Marley, I am on Kansas City as well, money line, and I took the one too because I believe they're going to win by more than 1 point. I believe they're going to win at least by a field goal. Could be a walk-off field goal, dramatic fashion, whatever the case may be, we're going to cash. But all that said, Marley, yeah, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, man, it's just something that's unbelievable that we haven't seen in a while, probably since Tom Brady. And we mentioned this off camera. Tom Brady is considered the GOAT, right? For the most consensus part of the league. What is the only accolade that Patrick Mahomes can have over every quarterback that has ever played an NFL Super Bowl?
3 straight Super Bowls.
3 straight Super Bowls. Now, I'm kind of a conspiracy person when it comes to entertainment because I believe you follow the money. What's going to make the most money? What's going to be the biggest story? So when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, I said to myself, I betted against Tom Brady many of times. And I've lost money because I had the same philosophy.
I was going to say, yeah, betting against Tom Brady will get you that.
You know what I'm saying? I had the same philosophy. I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady win Super Bowls. So I'm going to bet against him. But when he went to Tampa Bay and they had the Super Bowl in their stadium, I automatically knew he was going to win that game. And Patrick Mahomes was the sacrificial lamb in that Super Bowl because he lost very badly. He didn't have his offensive line, and he was running all over the place all game long. So I believe, this is just me, Tom Brady, hey, you can have this Super Bowl because you're the first quarterback ever to have a Super Bowl in your own stadium and win it.
Kermit the Frog. Why does everybody? I don't think he sounds like Kermit. I'm listening. I'm looking at the comments. AOD. It's like Kermit the Frog wrote. Kermit the Frog wrote in now, but I don't think he sounds like Kermit the Frog. I know that's the running joke.
Tom Brady.
You know what I mean? Huh?
Tom Brady sounds like Kermit Frog.
No, so you haven't heard. You don't know the running gag. Patrick Mahomes. No. Everybody thinks he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Oh, like a puppet, basically.
No, just like Kermit the Frog, like. That voice, the voice of Kermit the Frog.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I could see it, but I really didn't think about it like that.
That's the running joke for like the last couple of years.
Well, hey, it may be a running joke, but hey, like I was just saying, man, I just believe that you have to be logical when it comes to situations like this. Yeah. And I believe the Chiefs have the better coach.
Oh, for sure. Let me ask you that. Let's talk about that for a minute, because it was like you. Yes, I agree. I agree that Andy Reid is a better coach than Sirianni, right? There's no disagreement there. However, just playing devil's advocate, if you look at Sirianni's win-loss record, Sirianni's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, counting this. This is his second Super Bowl in the last 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. But people talk so much shit about him, like he's not a good coach. Where do you stand on the? I mean, we both agree Andy Reid is. I give the nod to Andy Reid. I don't know if we're both right, but I mean, our thinking is the same. I think he's better X&O coach, better play caller. I don't know if Sirianni is an offensive or defensive coach, to be honest with you. What's his? I don't know either, to be honest. I'm just wondering their thoughts about that, because
I just believe he's a young coach. He's a young coach. He may need to mature more, but Andy Reid is seasoned more. That's why I feel he's the better coach. And that's just he's seasoned more, been in more situations than Sirianni has been in when it comes to winning games and being prepared. And you give Andy Reid 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
I agree.
And not only that, Marley, I can bet all my house money that they're going to have a couple of plays that nobody has ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
You can't study it. So I feel that's the philosophy. Let's give them something that they can't study on film and prepare for us. And I believe that is the philosophy of the Kansas City Chiefs going into this game. But all I said, you already said Patrick Mahomes playoff, 11-2 against the spread in the playoffs as a dog, or 5 points or less. 17-3 straight up in the playoff in his career, 85%. 11-5-1 against the NFC since 2022. 8-0, like you said, against this Vic Fangio's defense. Lifetimes, never beat him. 6-2 against the spread, 10 touchdowns, 64% completion percentage in those games. He's 10-0, Marley, in a dome stadium. No one's brought that up in the media.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's 10-0
in the dome for the Super Bowl, for the playoffs, for the Super.
His whole career that he's played in the dome, he's 10-0.
That is insane.
That's my point. You get what I'm saying? Now you get to the turnovers. You're right. Kansas City don't turn the ball over. They turned the ball over twice in the regular season when they played Denver and they lost, and they turned it over once this past AFC Championship against Buffalo. So 3 turnovers versus Buffalo in the past 10 weeks, because those weeks prior he didn't turn the ball over. Right. So that's going to have to be the key for the Eagles to make Patrick Mahomes turn the ball over, because 8 straight weeks, they've had at least 1 turnover. We can go all the way back to Carolina. They had 1. Steelers, they had 1. Washington, they had 5. Cowboys, they had 4. Giants, they had 1. Washington in the playoffs, we just saw they had 4. And the Rams, they had 2. Packers, they had 4. So they've had a takeaway 8 straight games coming into this game. And I believe that that's the reason why they were set up in those games to win. Because if you take extra possessions away from the opposing team, you can dictate the tempo, time of possession, and keep them on the sidelines. You get what I'm saying? So that way, when they come back, they have to rush. They have to just you have to rush and try to make plays to catch up. And that gets you out of your play calling. That gets you out of your rhythm. So all that said, and Philly hasn't played from behind in a lot of these games. You get what I'm saying? They usually jump on the team early and get them to press, and they just run the ball with Saquon Barkley.
Let me ask you this, just because you said that, because I was thinking about, I saw so the Chiefs normally in the Super Bowls start slow, and Patrick has to bring them back. So I was thinking about, I want to do a double up. I just don't, my choices are, I think Philly first half, Philly first half, Chiefs second half. I think it's plus like 400. And I wanted to take it, right? But, and I want you to hear me out on this part. I think that changes today. I don't think the Chiefs start slow in this Super Bowl. I actually think they win first half and full game today. And I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. And I think going for the three-peat, and I said this in my video for Jimmy, going for the three-peat, this is going to be the most motivated we've seen the Chiefs this season. So I don't know if that's going to result to them playing better, but I think this is going to be the game out of all of the games. And I'm not talking about Philly. I'm sure Philly's going to come out motivated. Obviously, it's the fucking Super Bowl. We know that. But I think playing for the fucking three-peat, you know what I mean? And realizing that, look, all the teams before us that had a chance to do this never got here. You know, they either lost in the AFC Championship, you know, or prior. They never really had the chance for the three-peat, actually.
Yeah.
They have the chance to make history, like you said, for Patrick Mahomes and for Andy Reid. Let's not forget.
Yeah, they are tied.
This is a legacy game. This is I'm trying to beat Tom Brady, and Andy is trying to beat Bill Belichick, because I think if Andy wins another definitely if he gets this three-peat, in my eyes, if he gets this three-peat, he goes down as the best coach over Bill Belichick. And I'll tell you why. Because prior to both of them having Tom Brady and prior to Andy Reid having Patrick Mahomes, if you look at their records, Andy Reid is smoking Bill Belichick. Hasn't even been close. Let's not forget the Donovan McNabb years. Andy Reid has always been considered a good offensive mind and a great coach. Bill Belichick didn't become considered a great coach until he got Tom Brady. So I think in my opinion, if Andy gets this three-peat, he should be known as the best coach in NFL. Now, the three-peat, in my opinion, doesn't make Patrick the best quarterback, the GOAT. Not yet. I think he needs another ring or two. He doesn't have to get 7, but if he gets the three-peat and then gets another ring or maybe 2 on top of it, I'm going to personally, in my opinion, going to give it to him. Right now, I still got Brady as the GOAT. But I just think that them going for this three-peat, this is going to be the most motivated we've seen them. I think the first 18 games of the regular season, they were just, going through the motions. I think the first round or 2 of the playoffs, they hyped up the intensity, but I still don't think until the AFC Championship game is when we saw, all right, we're here. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Let's try to get this fucking three-peat. Let's go down in history as the best dynasty ever, because they'll be the only one that won 3. So do you kind of have to give that to them of the teams that we consider dynasties? I think so. Cowboys didn't do it. The Steelers didn't do it. The Patriots didn't do it. What other dynastic group that we have? That's about it, right? The 49ers. The 49ers didn't do it. So I think we got to give it to them. And I think playing for that is going to add a boost of motivation, a boost of energy. I think this will be the best we see the Chiefs, the best version of the Chiefs of this 2024-25 season. So I think that's also not in our favor. I don't know does that mean anything to you? What do you think about that?
No, I agree with you 100%, because that's what I was talking about earlier, is that you have to follow the money and what's going to be the biggest story. This is a situation that's never happened. You just said it. They've all lost in the championship games. Teams never got to the Super Bowl to have a chance to win 3.
Right.
So he's in that situation, and I think they're going to take full advantage of it, because this probably won't happen again in our lifetime. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I believe all this stuff y'all saying about the refs, it may come down to a situation to where Kansas City has the ball and the refs have to.
Right.
I ain't see that.
Don't hit Patrick. Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just turn the eye here or there. I can see that happening, man. It's just what it is. And I understood that when Tom Brady won that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, because I was on Tom Brady. I say I am convinced that if it's going to be the conspiracy, let me be on the right side of the conspiracy. Right side.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I ain't saying it's going to be a conspiracy today, but I just feel if this was Kansas City versus the Eagles, Marley, I believe the Eagles will be favored. But this is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid versus the Eagles. And I believe that's why they are the favorite. And I believe that's why they're going to hold up this Lombardi trophy. Now, let me get to what we were talking about backstage. Everybody probably feels that Patrick Mahomes has to play a great game, and they feel on the other side, Saquon Barkley has to be efficient and run the ball for them to be successful. Because I believe this is the reason why they got here. It's because of Saquon. Solely alone. This is the reason why they're back in the Super Bowl, because they couldn't run the ball when they had DeAndre Swift. They couldn't run it consistently. He's not that type of back. They have a back now that they can lean on and depend on. And I believe he is one of the reasons why, if not a lot of it, the reason why they're here. So my philosophy is I think the Chiefs know that. So they're going to flip the script. I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to have to pass the ball efficiently in crucial situations in order to be effective in being this game. And I believe Kansas City is going to run the ball consistently, and Patrick Mahomes is just going to make the necessary plays to get the first down, keep the ball moving. Because if you're in 2nd and 5, 3rd and 4, those are manageable downs to get the first down. But if you in 2nd and 10, 3rd and 9, that's going to be hard. So the defense can know exactly what you're trying to do when they got you behind the sticks like that. And I believe Jalen Hurts, especially when Jalen Hurts gets to like 2nd and 10, let's just say, give you an example. Let's just say they're on a drive. They give it to Barkley. They stop him. You know what I'm saying? He gets 2 or 3 yards maybe. So it becomes 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7, something like that. Usually Jalen Hurts will do a read play and keep it and run and try to get some yards to where they can get like 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. And guess what? They're going to do the little push to get the first down. That's how I see the Eagles play usually, because I can't see him surgically throwing the ball down the field. I never see it. It may be one a couple plays he throw to AJ. Devontae Smith barely touches the ball, in my opinion, Marley. When's the last time Devontae Smith had a good game? Over 100 yards.
I don't know.
My point exactly. So all the focus is on AJ. And another reason why I think the Eagles aren't going to win. There's a power struggle in the locker room. AJ used to be the guy. You get what I'm saying? Now you have another guy in that locker room that demands the ball on the offense. So that's going to take away the opportunities that AJ Brown has. And if you look at the stats before Saquon Barkley got to that team, when AJ was out of the lineup, Jalen Hurts did not have a good game. He needed AJ to be in that lineup for him to be successful. Now you have another guy that you can depend on. And I believe that's the reason why AJ Brown is salty, because he knows that opportunities are getting taken away from him because they have Saquon. Another reason why I think they're not going to win today, because I don't think the locker room is on one accord. You know, I believe everything has to be coinciding for you to win a big game like this, because this is the ultimate prize that you work for all season. And if your teammates ain't on the same page, how are you going to go into a game and win like that? Like, that's just me philosophy. Let's go on to work. You can go to work every day. If your employees ain't on the same page with the co-workers, the job ain't going to be grand good. So I just look at it like that, man. But the fact that Jalen Hurts, the 3 playoff games that they've played, he's only averaging 138 passing yards. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is averaging 197 in 2 playoff games so far. So he's been able to get the pass attempts and get the necessary plays, but Jalen Hurts, under throwing the ball, he has to rely on Saquon, bro. So my theory, and all I'm saying is this. This is what I was working on. I told you, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 playoff games Patrick Mahomes has played since 2022. Rushing, they've rushed for 130 plus yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those 9 games. With him, attempt 6 plus in those games that they've rushed. He's had 6 plus attempts. So that's one of my props, Marlon. What is it? Patrick Mahomes over 5.5 carries.
It's 6.5 now.
Well, I took that 5.5 because it went up. You get what I'm saying? You got to take them when they first come out. I got the 5.5. But the 6 could be, I could sprinkle the 6.5 because he might have 7, but he may land right on 6. So that's why I took it early before it came out. You get what I'm saying? So I already got that locked in because he's averaging that, like I said, in those 9.
Do you like Saquon's rush attempts?
I didn't really look at it because I believe if they get behind, they're not going to be able to rush the ball.
I don't think it's going to be that big of. I think we'll have a tight game.
I get you, but what if they get down by 14 points?
It's hard for me to see that with both these defenses.
Hey, you never know. The ball could go another way. I could say turnovers. We already know that turnovers are going to make the difference. Whoever wins the turnover battle is possibly going to win this game. We already know that going in. So Eagles have been successful turning the ball over on these teams. Patrick Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over. Now, you know what else is an interesting prop? First turnover to be a fumble. Because both of these quarterbacks don't throw picks. If it's going to be a turnover, it's possibly going to be a fumble.
I like.
See what I'm saying? So I think that's a great prop bet. First turnover to be a fumble. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to probably find that when we're done with the show. But yeah, throw that out there as well. So, like I said, man, and not only that, in those games that I mentioned, 4 different players at least has rushed the ball. So Mahomes can run it, Kareem Hunt can run it, Pacheco can run it, Xavier Worthy can run it. You know, they have players that they can do some little trick shit in the back.
Xavier Worthy, first player to score, plus 950.
Hey, man, that's a nice sprinkle, bro.
First player to score, not for the Chiefs in the game period.
No, I get it, because if they have the ball, yeah, he may.
I kind of like just a spring. I mean, these are props that I'm just fucking around with that I would never, you know what I mean? Just because.
Yeah, I get it. But like I said, at the end of the day, all that said, I just believe Kansas City has the better coach. They have the better experience. They've been here 3 times in a row. They know how to prepare in this situation. So I'm going to put my money on the consistency that I see from them, opposed to me trying to bet on a guy that I think's had a great season, and now he can dethrone the two-time defending Super Bowl champion. I mean, that's just something I can't invest in, because if I bet on Kansas City, which I'm going to do, and they lose, I can be like, hey, man, Eagles played a good game. They dethroned the king. I can live with those results. But if I bet on the Eagles and they lose this game, what am I going to say, Marley?
For sure. I should have bet
against Patrick Mahomes.
For sure. Facts.
So I don't want to say that. So I'm going to trust what's been consistently happening. And I'm going to ride with number 15 today, Patrick Mahomes, to win his 3rd straight Super Bowl. And I'm going to take the +1, what is it? To win the Super Bowl MVP. I ain't got the number, but I took that. Oh, +110. Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP at +110. I already locked that in because I think he's won the last 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's been the reason why, and I think he's going to be the reason why today. I also took his 2+ touchdowns at +129, and this is why. And the win. I'm sorry, and I had to win. 2+ touch over 1.5 touchdown passes plus Kansas City to win +129. Because he's averaging that in the Super Bowls that he's played, the 4 Super Bowls that he's played, he's averaging over 1.5 touchdowns. He didn't have it against Tampa Bay because he lost that one, but the 3 ones that he won,
right,
2 touchdowns at least in those games. So I'm going to definitely take that. He also had 3 touchdowns versus the Eagles in the last Super Bowl. So not to say he's going to have 3.
His total touchdowns?
Yeah, over 1.5 touchdown passes. I'm not saying he's going to have 3. But
Man,
I think you have
the odds of that hoe is so awful, though.
That's why you got to add the win. Plus the win. Yeah, you got to add that. Get the plus money. The player doubles. You know what I'm saying? Also, if Philadelphia is in this game, it's going to have to be their 2 hogs that rode them to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl.
That'd be Saquon. That's why I like the rush attempt prop.
I don't like the rush attempt. I'd rather him score. So I parlayed them both together. Jalen Hurts touchdown, plus Saquon Barkley touchdown, +170. Because I believe it's hit the last 2 games. Both of them have scored a touchdown the last 2 games in the playoffs, and I believe they're going to have to do that in this Super Bowl in order to be effective and be in this game and try to possibly win it. Because I don't see nobody else being a factor. They haven't been a factor already in the playoffs, so I don't see anything changing on that. You know, I just think that's how the Eagles are built. Play good defense, get them off the field, and let Jalen Hurts and Saquon dictate the offense. And I believe if that's going to happen and they get into the red zone, so happily pass interference call or some tricky to where they're in the red zone, one of those 2 players are going to score, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I took that. Also, back on Kansas City side, if they get into the red zone, I took Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. He's had it 4 in a row coming into this game. So I'm going to trust that if they get down there, they're not going to do anything.
Hold on, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm trying to make sure I got this prop right because I'm on a wager now.
Yeah.
2 passing TDs plus the win, plus 145.
That's it. That's it.
You know, I don't do props, but I'm riding with some today just for the hell of it.
Yeah. So I took Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown, and
Okay.
I took Buckner over 1.5 field goals. Their
There
field goal.
goes.
So because this is the reason why. Out of those Super Bowls that I mentioned, Buckner has kicked 9 field goals total in all those 4 Super Bowls that they played. The opposing field goal kicker has had 8. So not only am I going to take Buckner's field goal kicks over 1.5, I'm going to take total field goals over 3.5.
Oh, that 1.5 is gone, brother.
Well, listen, parlay.
Oh, never mind. I see it. But it's 1 minus 193.
Parlay it with Kareem Hunt's touchdown, and that'll get you plus 261. That's if you want to do that. You can parlay it with anything you want. But,
right.
Get another prop that you're confident with and parlay it with that field goal. You know what I'm saying? Get you some plus money. But over 3.5 field goals, Marley, plus 125, I think is a spectacular look because I believe Buckner's going to get you 2.
4 field goals.
Yeah, even Jake Elliott. Let's just say he got you 2. Or one of them can have 3 and one can have 1. It's so many possibilities of 4 total field goals in this game because if they get into the field goal position, what's the chances of them scoring a touchdown every single time? You know, if they have a chance to get the points, they're going to get the points because both of these teams have good field goal kickers that can get you points if they stall in field goal position. So I believe over 3.5 field goals total for the whole game is a solid bet. Plus 125 is what I got on that one. Now, when you look at Patrick Mahomes' stats, now I did these props earlier before when they came out. I don't know if they're here now, but Patrick Mahomes over 24.5 completions, over 35.5 attempts, over 253 passing yards, like I just mentioned, over 1.5 touchdowns, have all hit in these Super Bowls for the most part. That's what
It's still 35.5.
He's averaging that, though. That's my point. All these are his average. It just sees how you think he's going to dictate the game. But I took the rush attempts because he's averaging over 5.5, or it's at 5.5. He's averaging over 6.5 rush attempts in the 4 Super Bowls that he's played. And that's probably my best bet for Patrick Mahomes. Better than the 2+ touchdowns in the win. I believe that over 6.5, over 5.5 attempts, he has to get 6, right? Or you said it went up to 6.5?
It went up to 6.5. Rush attempts for Patrick?
Yeah, see, that's why it went up.
6.5. It's plus 110, but it's 6.5.
Hey, he's averaging 5.5, so he just needs 1 more. So let's just say he's at 6, and they got the ball. He kneels. Boom. That's 7 right there.
That's crazy. A kneel counts as a rush.
Yeah, because you're running with the ball. You could just kneel down. So
it's my first year fading Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I wouldn't do it. I'll take the loss. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you said earlier, you couldn't have said it any better earlier. Like, because if you take the Eagles and they lose, that's the first thing you gonna say.
Yeah, because we've said it with Brady.
I know.
We said the exact same thing.
Nate, what's the goddamn deal, Nate? That's crazy.
What's popping? Yeah, man. So that's just how I look at it, Marley. So to run it back, these are all my plays. Kansas City minus the 1. Kansas City money line.
My bad. This shit.
Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP plus 110. Oh, my Patrick Mahomes 2+ touchdowns and the win plus 129. Kareem Hunt, I parlayed it with Buckner over 1.5 field goals. Kareem Hunt touchdown plus 261. Jalen Hurts and Barkley anytime touchdown parlayed together plus 170. And I got the over 3.5 field goals plus 125. Those are all my plays that are officially locked in. And I was looking at the team total for Kansas City over 24.5. I haven't bet it yet because they had 25 points in the 3 Super Bowls that they've won. They didn't get it in the one they lost against Tampa Bay. But every other 3 that they've won, they've had 25 total points. So I believe I'm going to sprinkle on that too. Huh?
I took the team total first half.
I understand why. Because like you say, people believe Kansas City is going to start slow and pick it up in the second half. That's
what normally happens with them.
But see, the Eagles usually score on you first and digress in the second half. Who's to say you don't switch today?
Yeah.
I believe it switches today. That's just me. Me and you on the same page. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to think logically. What are they expecting us to do? We're going to do the opposite. You get what I'm saying? But once we do that opposite and dictate the game and control it, guess what? We can go back to what we've been doing.
How many yards do you think Patrick throws for?
What did I just say? It was over 253. Is it still at that? Over 253?
They have different. Oh, well, I'm not in there. I'm in the double up. I'm in the, plus the yardage and the win. So
What they got it at?
They got the 250 at 2 plus 202. Well, they have the 275 plus the win at 282, and they have 300 in the win at plus 400.
I don't think he's going to get 300 because he's
only going to get 300 either.
What is the lowest they have it at?
The lowest I seen was 250 plus the win. That's 202. I think that's doable.
He's had 286. He's had 353. He's only hit it twice in the 4 Super Bowls that he's hit that number.
I don't think he's going to hit the 300, but I think he can hit 250.
What about the attempts? Whether they have that at 35 and a half?
Attempts are, hold on, I got to scroll up.
He's had 40 plus in 3 of the 4 Super Bowls.
35 and a half.
I think that's a solid bet. He's had 40 plus in 3 of the 4 Super Bowls. 3 out of 1. He's hit that. What's the completions? Is it at 24 and a half?
Completions are 24 and a half.
There you go. I think both of those are solid. But I will pick one. I will pick one rather than both. You know what I'm saying?
I like the completions.
Yeah, you just have to pick which one you like.
I think
25
completions.
He's averaging that in the Super Bowls, man. So yeah, Marley, that's me, bro. I'm right there with you, man. I'm gonna bet on greatness.
I don't know why, bro, but I'm feeling Xavier Worthy, and I'm trying to find some props with him.
I ain't mad at that either.
To have a touchdown and the win is plus 260. To have 80 yards, he can get 80. To have 80 yards and a win is plus 400. Hey, I don't know why, bro. I like Xavier Worthy, bro.
Hey, man, go with your gut, bro. Go with your gut.
Xavier Worthy is going to do something today.
Go with your gut, man. That's how you usually cash, man. When you outthink yourself, you usually lose. That's my opinion. I always go with your first instinct because you can always live with that. If you lose, you can't regret that. Like, okay,
I'm fucking around with the props today. I'm not even tripping. Like today, I'm not gonna.
I mean, this is a great day to do it. Like you got people like Billy that bet on Gatorade and who's Kendrick Lamar's first song gonna be.
My mom is betting today.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even go that far. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much stuff you can do today. So hey, man, I just believe Kansas City's gonna hold up the trophy, but. Like I say, anything's possible. And if the Eagles can capitalize off a big mistake that Kansas City does, then, hey, that's the way it's going to be. But until I see it happen, I'm going to ride with what I've been seeing for the past 3 years. This man is in a Super Bowl 3rd straight year. He can have a chance to be the only quarterback to win 3 in a row. I mean, that right there alone should let you know.
Hey, by the way, man, for anybody that's watching this or that will watch this, that made it this far in the video, both these quarterbacks from Texas. That's just what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want y'all to know that.
Hey, I agree. And look, hey, whoever wins this game, man, is going to be the man, because
Nate, first quarter over.
All right. Hey, I like that.
What is it? What's the
Let's
line?
Look at it.
Like 7?
Because if it's 10, because I believe touchdown or field goal, that gets you 10 points. What about both teams to score in the first quarter? How about that?
I took the first half under, so I ain't taking the over right now.
I'm on
the team to the over. 9.5. That's high.
It's 9.5. Yeah, I like that. Field goal and a touchdown. That easily cashes that.
That's cool.
What about both teams score in the first quarter?
Somebody score a touchdown, somebody score a field goal. But they got to score, and one team's probably only going to get the ball once. The other team's going to get the ball twice. So you get 3 chances to get 10. It's not that bad.
Hey, what about this one? Will there be a successful 2-point conversion? Yes, it's plus 200. That deserves a sprinkle too.
You think so?
Yes. If they're in the red zone, they down by whatever, like an extra point. Don't do nothing for them. I could easily see a situation like that.
Ooh, that's iffy.
Yeah, look, how many times we seen these coaches go for a 2-point conversion instead of getting extra?
With the Bills doing what they did last well, not last week, the week before that, I think that's going to make teams iffy. Because if the Bills don't go for some of those 2-point conversions, just kick the fucking field goal. I want to say that because I talked about this when it happened, but I can't remember. But they fucked up doing that because the game would have been tied. It made the Chiefs go for 2 at a certain point, and they wouldn't have went for 2, and then they would have been up by like 3.
I like that. I'm gonna sprinkle that. That's just me. Weird. What about this one? I just mentioned both teams have scored in the first quarter plus 115. Now, the one under that is will there be a touchdown in the first quarter? Plus 215 is no. Minus 275 is yes. So they're saying, the books are saying, one team's going to have a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree.
Is the other team going to get that field goal or touchdown? Is what you're betting on. That's what they're betting on. And I believe they can. So I'm definitely going to take that. Both teams are scoring the first quarter plus 115. Easy. I'm going to take that. Will there be a field goal in the first quarter? No, it's plus 100. Yes, it's minus 130.
Wait, will there what?
Will there be a field goal in the first quarter? They're telling you that it's the 9.5 is going to hit. They're telling you right there, bro. But it just depends on who's going to get that, because one team could get the touchdown and the field goal and cash that, or one team could get one or the other. So I believe we just talked ourselves into that. I'm serious, man. I believe that we just talked ourselves into both teams to score in the first quarter, and the team and the over. What Nate just said, 9.5 first quarter. I believe that cashes. So shout out to Nate. Over 9.5, over in the first quarter. I am riding with that, and both teams to score plus 115. I'm definitely on that one. Adding that to the card. So, hey, man, any other things you want to add, Marley? Any thoughts?
Nah, I'm finna do this. Both of these Xavier Worthy. I don't know if I should do one or do both, but one is I'm definitely doing is Xavier Worthy to have a touchdown and the Chiefs win. It's plus 260. Just
I like that.
Throwing that out there. And I'm really thinking about Xavier Worthy to have 80 yards receiving and the Chiefs win. That's plus 400.
Now, so you got to go back to see what he's averaging.
Yeah. That's why I haven't put none of this shit in.
You got to do the numbers on that one.
But I just feel like he's gonna have a good day, and he's so fast that he can get 80 yards. You know, he's the deep threat, so
yeah, he can get that on one pop.
He can get that on one pop.
So yeah, I'm with that on that one. Look at this one. Who do you think is going to have the most targets in the Super Bowl?
Overall, out of both teams.
Yeah.
Most targets, not most touches.
Yeah, most targets. They got AJ plus 375, Xavier Worthy plus 390, Kelsey plus 300, Devontae plus 550, Barkley plus 2,500. And then you got Hollywood plus 700, Hopkins plus 1,500, Juju plus 1,500.
I want to say it has to be AJ Brown.
Yeah, right? He has the lowest odds. Well, Travis Kelsey. Him and Kelsey have the lowest odds.
I think they're going to try to take away Kelsey like the Bills tried to do. So I don't think his targets are going to be that high. That's why I think Xavier Worthy is going to be.
So you would ride with AJ plus 375 most targets?
Yeah, I would definitely ride with AJ. Because I think, and then like you already said, he's borderline, if not diva-ish with the receiver. There's no way they can get to the Super Bowl and not target him, and he just be like, you know what I mean? Like they know he has. Like if he's not in the first, I wouldn't be surprised. Like let's just hypothetically say the first half he doesn't get targeted as much as he wants. There will be shots of him pissed off on the sideline. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to Sirianni, you know what I'm saying, or goes up to Jay. Like he's that type. Like.
Yeah,
he'll go up to whoever he needs to go up to and be like, "What the fuck is going?" You know what I mean? He's that type of guy. So
yeah, I feel that.
And I think they know that. So, and plus, I mean, why wouldn't you target him? On top of that, you know what I mean?
I'm just telling you, the power struggle is there. They're gonna have to figure that out. So, yeah, I'm right there. So, this is how else I break it down, Marley. How you score the ball is 3 phases, right?
Right.
Quarterback, kicking the ball. Well, quarterback and kicking the ball is pretty much how you score because the quarterback has the ball in his hands. He has to get it to the players. So Kansas City has the better quarterback. Do you feel that way?
Yes.
Who has the better kicker?
I think Buckner's the better kicker.
Because he's minus 150 to have the most kicking points. Elliott is plus 150. He's the underdog at kicking points. So when you're kicking points, that means you're scoring touchdowns and getting field goals. But they're saying Buckner's minus 150. So if Kansas City doesn't score in field goal position touchdown, it's most likely Buckner's going to get that field goal, opposed to Elliott getting that field goal. Because let's say that the Eagles don't trust Elliott as a 55-yarder on a 4th and 2. We probably going to go for that. You get what I'm saying? We have the personnel to probably get that. Kansas City, 4th and 5, Buckner, 50 yards. I believe they'll trust Buckner to get that field goal, bro. That's just me, because he's shown you he can kick those field goals in situations, just like Adam Vinatieri with the New England Patriots.
Yeah, a Buckner could be that. I can't.
So that's how I'm looking at the game, Marley. So I'm going to be invested in Mahomes and Buckner. I'm going to be invested in them because I believe those are consistently how the Kansas City is going to score the ball. Eagles, they're going to struggle, man. I just believe it, because I believe Kansas City takes the run away. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to make the Eagles play from behind. They're going to keep Jalen Hurts on the sideline, make them play from behind, make them press, make them do some stuff that they haven't done, because they're not used to playing from behind. I think the last time they played from behind is when they lost to Washington and that Ravens game. Because before the Ravens went on their bye, they played the Eagles, and the Eagles beat them in Baltimore. And I believe the Ravens were up, and then the Eagles came back and won that game. So it hasn't been a lot of games that Philadelphia has been behind to catch up and win. Patrick Mahomes thrives in being behind. He thrives in it. He loves it. This is what he's built for. And he showed you that.
Might hold out on that receiving yard prop.
Yeah, I feel you. That's a lot, 80. I ain't get it, but I feel you.
Wish it was total yards. That's what I need to.
What is it? Rush plus receiving. You don't got the rush plus receiving?
It's not an option right now.
Yeah, see, that'll be more of a look.
Yeah,
but the touchdown is solid to me. I'll definitely speak for that. And we talked about
DeAndre Hopkins taking the touchdown.
What is DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown?
Hold on, let me see.
Because we talked about that. Just because he's a seasoned vet, Patrick Mahomes knows that this is his first opportunity to be in the Super Bowl. You know, I like quarterbacks like that. I'm gonna get you one. Yeah, get you one, man. You know, we went and got you for a reason. Possession receiver, and he can show up in this game. Possession receiver is what DeAndre is.
Touchdown to you, DeAndre Hopkins plus 450 to have a touchdown.
That's a sprinkle, man.
That's not bad.
That's a sprinkle.
Yeah,
that's a $10 sprinkle right there.
Yeah.
Like for real, bro. I ain't tripping on that one. But yeah, man, that's why I'm at, Marty. So
yeah, I'm gonna write down a bunch of props, man. I'm gonna do some shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna do some shit.
And not only that, let's think about this other one before we go. You got to remember Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley had historic games in the NFC Championship. Both of them had 3 rushing touchdowns. That's never happened before in a playoff game.
Right.
So you know how we fade players coming off of a career game, because what's the chance of you consistently keeping that up in a consecutive game? Now, granted they've had 2 weeks off. I get it. It's a different situation. It's not like it's next week. I got that. But I just think philosophy-wise, they had historical games in the NFC Championship. And now
they want to get 2 touchdowns is plus 200.
Hey, I would do that. I would do that, but I just did him and Hurts and just kept it at that. Because like I said, when I be greedy and take a lot of stuff, I tend to lose that way.
Just parlay him and Hurts to get one.
Yeah, that's what I did, man. That's what I did.
See it.
So that's what I'm at, man.
Plus 250. Ooh, I like Dallas Goedert for a touchdown. Plus 280.
Kansas City has trouble with the tight end, so he could definitely have a good game. He definitely can.
Plus 280. Anytime touchdown.
But yeah, man, shout out to the chat, man. Nasty Nate, Justin McAfee, my man AOD, everybody in the building, man. So yeah, the consistency is me and my man Marley. We riding with the Kansas City Chiefs to hold up this third Super Bowl.
I like I'm not one of these people that get tired of seeing greatness. Like
I'm not either, because
I was young and I hated on Tom Brady until I got older, and I was like, this nigga the GOAT. So I'm gonna enjoy the show until he played the Texans. Other than that, enjoy the show, man. Just enjoy the show. That man is the GOAT, right? He's the GOAT right now. Right now.
Right now.
We've seen this story before. Not that long ago. Everybody remember we just witnessed Tom Brady. Don't bet against this man.
I mean,
and I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I hate to say it.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted Lamar Jackson to win.
When you see something that's, consistently happening, and so, like they say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And legendary players step up in legendary moments, and this is a legendary moment.
One thing before we go, because nobody said this today. Go look up Travis Kelce's playoff numbers, please. Like, he's only behind Jerry Rice.
Yes, he is. And we even talk about his props. We didn't
even talk about Kelce. And like, you understand when I say he's only behind Jerry Rice. If you ask any receiver, any legendary receiver that I've personally seen interviews on, and they talk about who's the GOAT, the receiver themselves, like they all say Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Yeah. Receiver. And Travis Kelce, he only trails Jerry Rice in most of playoff statistical categories. So I just wanted to give some love to Kelce, dog, because he is the GOAT tight end.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he's gonna retire if they win?
Oh man, if I was him, that is the perfect. If you want to go out, that is one hell of a way to go out.
Yes.
I don't know how much he feel he got left, because you might feel like, because look, all right, before we go, if you win this, then they probably like, we can win 4. Why wouldn't you think that?
I get it. If he lose, he probably be like, I gave him my all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it 2 ways, because you got to look at the team. Rice comes back next year. Well, he's already back now, but he's and their receivers are virtually young. Xavier Worthy's young.
Yeah.
Pachinko comes back healthy for a full season. The defense is young, so still got most of the pieces are still there. Yeah. So, like, why wouldn't you run it back one more time if you win? Now, if you're just like, all right, I'm done, I can't do it, hell of a way to go out on top. I mean, I think that's better than John Elway going out after his back-to-back. Yeah, he got 2. So kind of just depends. But if you still think you can play, if he still thinks he can play, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is still here, Andy Reid's still here. Like, why wouldn't we run this back and try to get forward? So,
hey, man, run it back until somebody beats you. That's how I feel about it. And and like I said, man, I just believe greatness is going to happen today. So I'm going to sit back. We will be on the live stream today with Jimmy, on Pub Sports Radio. Y'all tune in. I think it's around 4 o'clock. We pop off around 4 Central, 5 Eastern. Yeah, 5 Eastern. A little before pregame from the Super Bowl. So yeah, we'll be on there giving out our plays. What we're looking at in the Super Bowl. And hey, man, we're gonna sit back, have a good time, and we're gonna enjoy this Super Bowl 59.
Drunk way before then.
So hey, Marley, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh man, y'all already know, man. If I can move my head up, brothers and bitch, y'all can find me right there on YouTube. Me and coaches go put together this college shit at some point, some kind of way. Boys be busy. Y'all know I'm a coach, man. And shit, I got kids, so I go. We're finna go paintballing right now. I got a birthday party to go paintball to right now. Yeah. Follow me at Brothers and Bets, man. Follow me on Twitter and other social media platforms at Marley_Bets. I'm gonna post these props I'm about to write down and jump into before we get out of here. Shit, that's it, man. 2 spots. Find me right back here whenever we figure out if we go do something else until football season.
Hey, man, I probably will. Just got to get some schedules going, because after today, I'm gonna take a little break. Because NBA All-Star Weekend is gonna happen. Hockey's gonna be on their 4 Nations little type of tournament, so it's gonna be like a little break for sports in the next week. So But all that said, man, it's your guy LJ from H-Town. Now you say shout out to Coach, man. Shout out to
Coach, my boy. I'm gonna hit him up again in a second.
So yeah, y'all know what it is, man. H-Town, we here. Wanted to bring a show to y'all, last football show of the season. You know, give y'all plays, give our props, see how we looking at the game. And of course, as y'all watch the show, me and this guy right here, MarleyBets, we on the Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes wins his third straight Super Bowl. It makes history for the NFL. Makes money for everybody. Taylor Swift, everybody that's involved. Money's to be made today.
Yeah. Money's to be made today. You're right about that. I'm going to go do about 10 props today.
When you go do your props, man, you still got time. You got all pretty much the rest of the day to do that. My stuff is locked in. Y'all know. Y'all rewind. Go back and see what we got. But all that said, my man MarleyBets, Brothers and Bets, y'all go follow them on YouTube. RaWordzPodcast, LJ from Sports Media at Twitter. And of course, Marley, what's the hashtag, my guy?
Y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas.
And y'all know how I always go out. Let's cash, man. Super Bowl 59, Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go.
All the time we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team, and we rock it. We rock Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets and jets.
This H-Town for real.